All right. Hi, guys.
We are looking for talent. The hottest tech companies have hundreds of thousands of positions they need.
Is it going to work this time? Yes. Oh my gosh. I think I need to mute myself. Okay, finally. Thank you guys so much for bearing with me. I was talking for like 5 minutes and I thought I was live and I literally wasn't because I have no idea. This is my first live stream. Like, I'm just so happy that I was able to get it figured out. But I think that we're finally live streaming. Can you guys hear me? Leave it in the chat. If you can hear me, leave it in the chat. If you can see me, tell me how your day is going. Tell me what's going on. If you see me looking down, it's because I'm looking at my computer. Okay, I'm trying to practice. Let me fix my camera. I'm trying to practice looking at the camera, but I'm also looking down because I need to see what's going on. So, yes. I'm going to say in the chat, comment if you can hear me, if you can see me. There's only like one person in here so far, but that's okay. That's okay. I'm going to talk like I'm talking to 100 people. So it's okay. It'll say live in the top right corner. I can hear you and you can see me. Okay. So thank you so much, Epsi Garcia. I hope I pronounced your name right. I apologize if I pronounced it wrong, but you guys, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for watching today's. That's not what I'm supposed to say. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Welcome back to my channel. We talk about all things. Are you ready? Money, finance, and entrepreneurship. You guys, I am finally going live. This is something that I have been wanting to do for so long, but I was just so much trying to get it figured out. But the reason why I wanted to start going live is because I wanted to build essentially a community where we can talk about certain things. We could talk about financial literacy where you guys can answer questions, because I feel like you guys leave comments and you guys say things in the comment section, but sometimes I don't always get to the comments. Sometimes I don't always see the comments. And the goal of this channel is to really help you become as financially literate as possible. I have a lot of goals for this channel and a lot of things that I want to teach to you all. And I just feel like the most effective way, I feel like this live streaming where you can talk to each other in the chat is it's a much more effective way, if you will. I'm sorry if I'm stuttering over my words. I'm not used to talking to people live. I'm used to recording a video where I can record the same clip 5 times if I mess up. So please forgive me. So I'm going to be switching back between StreamYard and YouTube. Oh, YouTube is extremely delayed. That's interesting. But yeah, so today I'm just going to be answering you guys financial literacy questions. Any questions that you have about financial literacy, I'm going to be on live for about 30 minutes answering all your questions, whether it have to be about moving out and living on your own, because I live on my own and I have been living on my own since I was 18 years old, whether that be about credit, how to build credit, whether that be about crypto, because I recently just started investing in crypto, and y'all, I have a lot of things to say. Okay. And I'm just going to be answering you guys' questions today. So if you have any questions, you can leave it in the chat. Maybe you can leave a super chat if you're feeling generous. So let's get started. So I came prepared just in case I didn't have somebody. Cameron's Tech Review left a chat. Hey Jay, I really appreciate what you're doing. I'm really into personal finance as well. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Cameron. Thank you. That is such a nice comment. So you guys, I came prepared just in case you guys didn't want to ask any initial questions. So the first question that I'm going to answer is just a question that I get all of the time, which is, how do you start building credit. So if I was 18 years old, because you cannot apply for your first credit card until you turn 18 years old, I would start off by getting a secured credit card. Now, essentially, what a secured credit card is a credit card that you put money on first. You give the bank money to show them that you are a responsible lender, as opposed to an unsecured credit card. The bank just chooses whatever credit limit they give you. Now, the reason why this is important, and just let me know if I'm talking like too fast or anything, you can just say it in the chat. If I keep looking down, it's because I'm looking at the chat. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get off topic. But the reason why this is important is because, let's say you go and apply for your very first credit card and it is a Capital One. Capital One is most likely going to start you off with a credit limit of about $300 to $500. And because you are a first-time credit user, it is going to be very difficult for you to build up that length of credit history for at least a year, for the first year to 2 years if you're having credit. So when you go and apply for other credit cards and all they see is on your credit report is credit cards with balances or limits of $500, $600, $300, they're not going to be as willing to give you a credit limit of $2,000 to $3,000. So if you apply for a secure credit card, if you apply for a secured credit card, then you have control over how much credit limit you get. So if, let's say you save up $1,000 to $2,000, you can take that $1,000 to $2,000 and put it on a credit card. So you're already starting out with the higher credit limit. And if that wasn't already good enough, after 6 to 8 months of the credit card company seeing you use this credit card responsibly, they will give you your $2,000 back. So you will have a credit card with a credit limit of $2,000, and they will give you the $2,000 that you gave them back. So you can take that $2,000 and go use it to open up another credit card, or you can just put it in your savings account, whatever works for you, whatever you want to do. But that is why I would start off with a secure credit card, because when I applied for my first credit card, I applied for a Discover, and it started off with the limit of $500. And that credit card has a limit of about $6,000 now, but it was an uphill battle. Like, I have been growing that credit card like seeds in water since I got it in November of 2018. So I'm just looking at the chat room, going back and forth. So the next most common question that I assume, sorry that I keep looking down. The next most common question that I get is about moving out on your own. So if you don't know, I moved out the house when I was 18 years old. I moved from Atlanta, Georgia to California. And ever since then, I've been living on my own. I have my own apartment, I have a car, and I've just been paying bills and just living, my the single adult life, I guess. I don't know. But I get a lot of questions on how to move out on your own, how to find an apartment. This is a financial literacy channel, but people ask me how to find an apartment. Like, this is apartments.com. I don't know. But I get a lot of questions about moving out on your own when you turn 18. So first off and foremost, I know this is gonna sound like I'm going against everything that I believe in, but I do not recommend, if you have parents that you get along with and your home situation is not terrible, I recommend that you live with your parents for as long as you possibly can. Well, not necessarily as long as you possibly can, because once you start getting to 25, 26, okay, so this is kind of ghetto. But in your early adult, from like 18 to 21, 22, I recommend, if you have a steady, strong relationship with your parents, still living with your parents, because moving out, going from like 18, like going from high school to living on your own can be very, very like hard, and it can be very, very like, difficult. And if you have those couple of years, even if you don't go to college, even if you have those couple of years where you are just living with your parents, so you're not paying as much rent, you have a chunk of time where you can save up so much money. Like that'll be the time where you can get like two jobs and just save up, because you're not in college, so you could just get a second job and you have two streams of income. And because you don't pay rent and you don't have any real overhead expenses, you can save up so much money by living with your parents. Even if they only make you pay like $300 a month in rent, it's like better than getting an apartment and having to pay $1,000 or $1,200 a month in rent. So let me take a sip of water. Let's see my Starbucks cup. It is very cute. But so let's say you do not have the stable relationship with your parents, which is why a lot of people here on this channel. If you don't have a stable relationship and you want to move out at 18, the first thing that I would pay attention to is the fact that you need credit. Any decent apartment complex is going to require you to have credit to move out. So if what I was asking my parents to do, which is what they didn't do, is at 17, about 6 months before you turn 18, ask one of your parents to make you an authorized user on your credit card. By doing that, by the time you turn 18 and you want to move out, let's say like how I did on my 18th birthday, then you already have the established credit to go ahead and start applying for apartment complexes. That reason being, like I was saying before, any established apartment is going to require that they do a credit check. If the apartment that you're applying for is not asking for a credit check, I recommend that you run very far away, because that apartment is probably not good. They're probably gonna have tons of issues, because any apartment complex that cares about the people that are renting out the apartment is going to do some form of background check to make sure they're a responsible enough tenant to live in that apartment. So the second thing that you will have to worry about when applying for apartment and moving out at 18 is pay stubs. They're going to require some form of income verification. These are the first two things that should be going through your head when you're thinking about applying for apartment: credit and income verification. The reason why that might be an issue for somebody who is 18 is because people who rent out the apartment to you they will require that you earn a certain amount of income. And just coming out of high school, what type of job? There are good jobs that you can have, like Amazon warehouse, FedEx, what was it called? Truck driver, things like that nature. But most likely, just coming out of high school, it's going to take some time for you to get those types of jobs. So if you're most likely going to end up with a minimum wage job, a minimum wage job. And if you have a minimum wage job, that income is not going to be looking the best, if you know what I'm saying. So hold on. I'm keep going back between YouTube and Instagram so I can see who's watching and who's not. But if you apply what were we talking about? Income verification. So with a minimum wage job, that income verification is not going to be looking the best, because even if you live in a state like I did when I was 18, you live in Georgia, where Georgia still follows the regular minimum wage requirements, which is $7.25 an hour. And you're $7.25 an hour, 40 hours a week, if I'm not mistaken, that's $290, not including the taxes that they're going to be taking out your check. So if you're making $290 maybe a week, you're not going to be able to find a great apartment with that type of income. So those are the two things that I would definitely pay attention to. Everything else, if you get those two things on lock, everything else should kind of just like fall into place. I know a lot of people, somebody left a chat. I know a lot of people can think about moving out, and because it's a big life step, it can seem like very overwhelming, and it can seem like there's a lot of stuff going into it. But guys, really, the two things that you need to focus on when you're moving out is credit, income verification, and everything else will pretty much just work itself out. The third thing that you should pay attention to while moving out is saving up enough money for things such as your first month's rent, your security deposit, all the things that you need for your apartment and whatnot. on average, depending on where you're going, if you're moving to a state like California, like I did, I would recommend 5 to 6 grand. But people overcomplicate it a lot. I really would say any regular state, you probably need about $3,000 to $4,000 to move out, and that's gonna give you like a really good cushion to make sure that you have your first month's rent, your security deposit. That's really the only thing that they require from you. Everything else, like your keys, that's like $60. So Jason XL said income. Okay. So yeah, the only the three things that I would pay attention to are credit, are what was I saying? Credit, verified income, and making sure that you have enough money saved up to move in for all of the moving in expenses. Just make sure you don't overcomplicate it too much, because like I was saying, it is a big life step, and that can become very, overwhelming. Like, oh my gosh, this is my first apartment, I need this, I need that. And when you do stuff like that, that's how you get what is called analysis paralysis. When you start thinking about something too much, you don't actually do it. So yeah. That was question number 2. Let's see if there's any more questions in the chat. You guys can leave questions in the chat. It doesn't even have to be a super chat. I just want to answer you guys' financial literacy questions. It could literally be about anything. It could be about cryptocurrency, moving in, moving out, savings accounts. Oh, okay. So I can talk about savings accounts. So another question that I would get in the comment section is savings accounts, and how do you know what savings accounts to pick? Because there's so many savings accounts. There's too many. Like pretty much every single bank account has some form of savings account. So I'm going to get into it. So when I first started off, I had a regular savings account. I had the Bank of America, the Chase, the Wells Fargo. Well, I've never had Wells Fargo. I've only had Bank of America and Chase. But pretty much with all those banks have in common is that their savings accounts attachment only has an interest rate of about 0.01%. Now, unless you are a millionaire and you're going to have hundreds and thousands of dollars sitting in a savings account, that 0.10% is not going to do anything. It's literally, I keep hitting my microphone. I'm sorry if that, it's not going to do anything. Okay. It's not going to do anything. It's a penny. When I see the interest earned on my bank account is literally a penny, because 0.10% is not going to do anything. And typically I would recommend that people open up their own bank account and with the savings account attachment. But the savings account attachment that come with regular bank accounts, I wouldn't even mess with it. What I would do if I'm saving up money is I would open a high interest earning savings account. A high interest earning savings account. My favorite high interest earning savings account right now. Well, this is the first one that I've used so far, and I love it. It is the Ally Bank high interest earning savings account. If I'm not mistaken, I think it has an interest rate right now of about 0.50%. And that is really good. That is the annual percentage yield for Ally Bank. And Ally Bank has the reoccurring transfers for pretty much almost any bank account. So the reason why I always pushed getting a bank account with a savings account attachment was because of the reoccurring transfers. Because sometimes it's hard to transfer bank accounts from one bank. You try and transfer bank money from Bank of America to Chase. That's a little bit difficult. But Ally will pretty much, it's so seamless, transfer money from any bank account. So you can set up your automatic transfers within the Ally Bank app. Ally Bank also makes it super, super easy for you to save money for specific things using their buckets. So if you want to save money for your student loans, so you can make a huge payment, and you also want to save it for a car, and you also want to save it for a vacation, they have like their little buckets that you can distribute money into each bucket so you can see exactly what it is that you're saving for. Because a lot of times in these regular bank accounts, such as Chase, Wells Fargo, and Bank of America, it's just one bank account. You can open up multiple savings accounts, but it's literally that it's multiple savings accounts. And if you want to cancel one of them, then you have to like call and actually close the account. And I don't know what it is, but I just really don't like doing that. Like I feel like I'm making the bank like upset with me or something by closing the account. I don't know. But with it's kind of like all of the money is just sitting in one account. Is so with Ally Bank, you have buckets. And so you can contribute $500 to your car payment, $500 to vacation, and $1,000 to your student loan payment, all within one bank account. So I love Ally Bank. I love the Ally Bank bank account. I love the fact that it is a high interest earning savings account. I also have like a list of high interest earning savings accounts. I did a video about it. I did a video on it like a couple months ago. So you guys can go watch that video if you want to know more about high interest earning savings accounts. But yes, if I was starting off with saving money, I'm not even going to bother with the Chase, the Wells Fargo's, and the Bank of America's, because if I'm investing my money, what the bank does when they have your money is that they take your money and they go invest it into stocks. They take your money and they go invest it into all these different things. So if the bank is taking your money and they're investing it, you should be able to get a return on your investment as well. So if they're taking your money and they're only giving you an interest rate of 0.01%, which is essentially nothing, because they know that the average person that uses their bank account is a middle class citizen who is not going to have hundreds of thousands of dollars sitting in a savings account. They know that they are giving you pretty much pennies on the dollar. I would rather take my money, my hard-earned income, and give it to a bank that I know is going to at least give me a little something back. Maybe not pennies on the dollar, quarters on the dollar, So looking at the super chats, Tell It Tay said, wow, that's really cool. I think it is very cool too. Thank you. Kenneth Murphy said, make more videos. You're doing great. Thank you for the encouragement. Ooh, okay. I guess what I could talk about next is cryptocurrency, y'all. Okay, so recently I did a video where I was talking about y'all know I get excited when I start talking really fast. Recently, I made a video talking about Bitcoin because everybody in their mother and them decided that crypto was a new gold rush, right? Bitcoin was just like, oh my gosh, Bitcoin, everybody's investing in Bitcoin, blah, 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 blah. So I made a video a couple months ago. It was in 2021. It was one of the last videos I posted in 2021. It's showing you guys the process of me investing in Bitcoin. I invested $105, and y'all, my emotions have been all over the place because before that video, before I took my hard-earned $100, God willing, and I put it into crypto, I could have never cared less about the stock market. But y'all, Bitcoin has just been doing whatever it decided it wants to do. I invested $105, and I just know one day I woke up and it said my balance was $79. Y'all, I said somebody is playing with me. I thought I was supposed to be earning money. I thought we were supposed to be earning money. I am losing money. That is, I lost $35. Now, it went back up. Today I checked it. It went back up and it's at $97. But I'm just like, this is not what I signed up for. This is emotional. Like, I'm losing money. This is not what I signed up for. Everybody said, sign up for Bitcoin. You're going to be rich. Everybody's like, oh, I'm a millionaire off of Bitcoin. No. It's been emotional. It's really been a journey so far. Jason XL said, love this content. Keep it up. Thank you. I'm just trying to like keep it going because but so cryptocurrency, now that I am just like in it myself and I'm investing in myself, I don't want to say it's a hype because I'm going to keep doing it. Like, I want to invest more money into Bitcoin and see what I can get out of it. I have a goal. I want to purchase some Tesla stocks. I was literally just looking into that today. I think Tesla stocks are at like $934 a share, which is like but I really want to purchase some Tesla stocks because I feel like that's just like a really good company to like invest in so far. Like, that's why I don't invest in that's why I suggest people invest in the S&P 500, which is an index fund, because that is a broad investment. Investing in individual stocks, you really should be knowledgeable about the market that you're investing in. But I have done research into Tesla stocks recently, and that is like a huge goal of mine to invest in Tesla stocks. So I am not opposed to investing in the stock market. It was just the way, the hype of Bitcoin. You would have thought that this is the new gold rush. And I lost $35. But it seems like I'm slowly but surely earning it back. Like I was saying, it's at $97, but that's still $7 that I lost. $7.77. I said it said it was my total lost on the Coinbase app. And I'm just confused. I don't get it. But this is going to be a journey, and I cannot wait to keep you guys updated, because over here, I want to be real. I want to be honest. I want to be transparent. This is the financial literacy channel for the people who make real money. I don't want to say that millionaires don't make real money, but like people who have to clock in and clock out until I become a full-time entrepreneur. So that is why I want to keep it real with you guys. So if you guys are going to invest your money in Bitcoin, I want to tell you the real, and what you should be expecting. So let's look at the super chats, not super chats. I just keep calling it super chats because I watch a lot of live streams and they're always like, let's look at the supers, but let's look at the chats. How do you know which stock to invest in? By researching the market. So how do you know which stock to invest in? I would highly suggest that you research the market. So if you want to invest in Disney stock, I would research what Disney is investing in right now, what steps Disney plans to take in the future for their company, and all things of that nature. Like, I wouldn't just go and purchase a stock just because it's popular. That is what happened with Dogecoin, and now nobody cares about Dogecoin. What happened to Dogecoin? Nobody cares because it was all about hype. So I would make sure I definitely research the stock market, the stock that I'm investing into. That was a question from the blank. I like your name. I like it. The blank. Ooh. It's K says, girl, I can legit spend hours just been watching your videos about all of this stuff. That is so sweet. Thank you so much. Kimar J said, investing is a long-term game. Yes, it is. So when I saw that I lost money, I was very tempted to just get my $80 and go. But I'm going to leave that money in there, and I'm just going to see what it does. $105, make me a millionaire already, please. Rising Ambition said, I saw your video when you moved to LA the other day. Respect the courage. Thank you so much. Justin Wu said, I fell for the hype of Dogecoin. I took a major L. Yes. Dogecoin it was all about the hype. Like, that was the reason why the stock kept going up in the first place, is because it was all about just like how popular it was at the time. That's why when Elon Musk went on Saturday Night Live, the Dogecoin price skyrocketed, and then afterwards it dropped again. Like, it was all about hype. Like, that was how it kept the stock going. And now that nobody's talking about it, the stock is down right now. Kmar J said, don't put all your money in one stock. Yes, I do agree with that. You should have a diverse income portfolio, because that is the way you make sure that you get the most return on your investment. Because what happens if you put all of your money in a Target stock? I don't know. I just made that up. But what happens if you put all your money in a Target stock, then it's going to, and Target decides that it wants to crumble or something like that, then you're going to lose all your money. So yes, it is very important to make sure that you have a very diverse income portfolio. Sorry, guys, I'm looking at the time. I said I was only going to be on here for 30 minutes, and we have a couple minutes left. So make sure you guys send in whatever last minute questions that you have. I just wanted to keep this live stream short and sweet, just so I can answer as many questions that you guys have. Said, when is the best time to pull the money? I'm going to be completely honest with you. I am extremely new to the stock market. I, however, was told by people who do invest for the long term to leave your money in there for as long as possible. Like, just put it in there and don't even think about it, because it is good. The stock market is going to keep going up and down and up and down. But I guess like with stuff such as like Dogecoin or like Bitcoin, if you ever run into like a life-saving, like a life-changing amount of money, because there was this guy, his name was the Dogecoin millionaire. You can look at him, you can look him up on YouTube. He invested in Dogecoin a long time ago, and then that time where Dogecoin just like skyrocketed, then he ended up earning $1 million in stock. And so if something like that happens, it was a life-changing amount of money, then that is the only time that I personally, with through my research and very little stock research. Hold on, guys. Sorry, guys, my camera went out for a moment. But what I was saying was, if it's a life-changing amount of money, for whatever reason, there's just some like phenomenon in the stock market like Dogecoin, then I would recommend pulling out your money. But other than that, I would leave it in there and just let the stock market do what it's supposed to do. So I've been told. Couple more minutes on here and I'll answer a couple more questions and then I'll be signing off. That was really corny. Why did you guys do that? That is another reason why I wanted to start live streaming, because I feel like I just wanted to be more personal. I wanted to be able to build a community with you guys so we could really become as financially literate as possible and just become financially literate adults, because I've been doing research, a lot of research recently on what it means to be like a millionaire, essentially. And there's just like, I would call millionaire propaganda. So where you feel like if you want to be like a millionaire, then you have a private jet and you have a yacht and a Bentley. And like I said before, it's all analysis paralysis. You see all that stuff and you get so hyperfixated on what it means to be a millionaire. And if I don't have all of these things, then it really just takes you off focus, you know? And so there's this thing by this book that I bought. I haven't read it yet, but I'm about to read it. It's called The Everyday Millionaire by Chris Hogan. And I'm going to read that book. And then I want to come to you guys and I want to talk to you guys about what I learned about what it means to be a millionaire, because the everyday millionaire, what I do know from what I read on the back of the book, is anybody could be a millionaire. I am a firm believer in that. If you find out about financial literacy early enough and if you work hard, anybody could be a millionaire. And that is what I want for you all. I want you guys to live happy, successful, financially free. I don't want you to be tied down by your income, like being stressed out about money and things like that. So that was my little rant about being a millionaire. What ETFs do you recommend? From Justin Wu. I am not sure what an ETF is, but I will research that after I get off of here and I will come back and I will let you know. Miss Garcia said, I know this is nosy, but I'm curious, what are your income streams? No problem. It is not nosy. Well, I don't mind is really. So my first income stream is I work at Starbucks as of right now. I work at a Starbucks kiosk instead of a grocery store. It is a minimum wage job and it is sad, but my goal is to become a full-time entrepreneur, but that is what pays the rent right now. My second stream of income is YouTube. So I do get a substantial amount of income. It's not as enough to live on my own yet. I'm working very hard, but it is a substantial amount of income that I do get from YouTube, at Google AdSense. And then I also always have like just a random third stream of income that just makes like $100 here, $200 here. So like right now I am donating plasma, and that is where they stick a needle inside your arm and they take your plasma. It's like donating blood, but it's not donating blood because they give you your red blood cells back and they just take your plasma. At one point I was doing Instacart. So I'm always doing like some random side hustle on the side just to earn extra income. But yeah, my main two sources of income are my job at Starbucks and YouTube AdSense. Tell It Tay said, this has been super helpful and very relaxing, to be honest. Thank you very much for your time and energy. Thank you so much for your comment. It really means a lot. So we're getting towards the end, and I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching. Like this is my first live stream, and I've been up all day. It's 8 o'clock. Well, it's 8:45 where I am, and I just been up all day trying to figure out how to put all of this together. And I'm just so thankful for you all watching so much. I'm gonna go re-up. The blank said I'm gonna go re-up. I don't know what that means, but thank you guys so much for watching. I have plenty of videos talking about all of the things that we discussed today: building credit, moving out. Only have one video on crypto, but I plan on putting out more. And so if you want to watch any of those videos, they should be able to explain more things that I didn't directly touch on. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. And in the meantime, stay strong because I love you. Bye, guys.